Retron 5 price increased by $20.
Where was this reported, or is this something in the trades? Like,
we got an email saying that the MSRP for Retron 5s would now be $159.99.
talking to the Mikey.
The MSRP for Retron 5s would now be $159.99.
So, if you've been keeping track, about 2 weeks...
It started at 100.
It started at 100.
Then 140.
Then they raised the 140, I believe, in the spring, after all the delays. And then it finally came out in, like, what was it, May. So, now with the controversy with the source code, and especially with SNES, 9X, and the Genesis emulator that were included, that explicitly say you cannot use this in a commercial product, besides perhaps the other alleged misuse of all the other open source GL.
But plenty of people have explained how they can, but they have to make it available.
They haven't done their job.
Hyperkin
hasn't done it.
Yeah,
they haven't done it.
They didn't do what they were supposed to do to make it okay.
Basically, the best way to make this okay is if you shipped the damn thing with no software and told you where to put it on yourself. Then that would have been maybe okay. You know, or release all the source code way up front and not waited.
Or put it all on their website. Here's the problem. If what I'm getting is kind of... They had to make it available. So if on the Hyperkin Retron 5 website they had put all these emulators, this is what we're using, then I believe, and someone can correct me, and that's fine, because I'm probably wrong on all sorts of aspects, but they need to make this available, and they need to acknowledge it. So they could put it all on the Retron 5 website is what I'm thinking. Sure. And then they could release the Retron 5. Here's the problem. If they put it all on there and everyone realizes it's just a fucking emulation box, then everyone's going to go make their own goddamn emulation box.
Yes.
So I think they were being really sneaky about it.
They're being sneaky, and then plus, yeah, and the fact that they're jailhousing it and not allowing you to do anything with this software they don't own. They're basically changing how the software is to be used to their own device, which, again, there's a lot of shit. Here's the thing. Why did they raise the price by $20 more? Well, why?
Who in their marketing? I mean, I'm under the impression this is like 5 people. Who decided that was the way to suddenly generate goodwill amongst people after the scandal came out? Like, yeah, we did. We used other people's emulators and we didn't credit them. And by the way, we're going to raise the price $20.
Do you think this is either one, a reaction? I don't think it'd be out of spite. That'd be really weak of a company to do that. Maybe they see, hell, we're going to need money for upcoming maybe a legal battle, or maybe they're thinking, let's not produce any more of these because there might be an injunction, so let's just pump the consumer for as much cash as possible. Say they have 1,000 left that they're going to come out with, and that's it. So to them, we're going to be making $20 extra pure profit on 1,000. You do the math. That's a lot of money. It's $200,000.
Those are the two theories that I've heard the most, and honestly, those are the two that have entered my head. And after thinking about it, I think it...
That's 20,000. My math's wrong.
My math is always wrong. So. I think it could potentially be that we've got a warehouse full of these. Let's make the money off of it. We can, and then we may have to go back to the drawing board.
Oh, okay. So the same sort of thing where, yeah, we have 1,000 left. After that, we're going to start from scratch.
Because if I remember correctly, and I could be totally wrong, but I don't think I am, I believe the Retron 5 was not supposed to be emulation-based initially.
Really?
Yeah.
The cost would have been exorbitant then to have all these different readers and, you know what I mean, have all the actual hardware on it.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Nintendo on chips are cheap.
But then you have to do that for 7 systems.
Well... Yeah,
and then you're getting to that point where then you wouldn't have all that 100% accuracy emulation.
You don't have that.
No, but I mean, if the emulators can do it properly,
right, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Sure.
On the chip, always have issues with sound, and it's always.
But the people who I mention it to, and I can't rule it out. But a lot of people are saying, well, they obviously raised that $20 because if there's going to be any sort of legal action, they need the extra money. And that's possible, too. I can't imagine that Hyperkin, knowing what they sell stuff for and knowing what our profit is on it, I mean, I don't think that they're a company that's necessarily swimming in fucking money. So if something like this were to come along, if a suit were to come along, they could sink them very quickly.
Sure. I saw something about that they came out with a new update, actually, the firmware a couple days ago, and I think they locked it down more than what people were doing. People actually figured out how to add the IPS patching to ROMs, which, if you know what IPS patching is, it basically enables you to add, say, translation to a Japanese ROM for like Fire Pro Wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. And so people were doing these with their games, or you're adding, I guess for like say you have a Pokemon ROM in IPS patch, I guess you can unlock the stuff without playing through it, things like that. So people were figuring out how to do that on the Retron 5, and I guess the latest patch takes that away.
So people won't grab the latest patch. I mean,
so it just goes to show they're trying to control this device when it's only a matter of time where this thing's gonna be busted wide open.
they should have thought about this way more than they did.
There you have it. So if you want to get the system, go out and get it. It's just the moves they've done from a PR perspective, though, over this whole long, drawn-out process have not been good for them.
No, I think it's kind of gross.